Well, I came home, got something to eat, and dropped all the equipment off. And I think I'm gonna go for a beach walk next. It's a beautiful day, kind of toasty, but beautiful day. Probably get a swim in or something like that, so gonna take advantage of it while I can. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how do you import a pet to the Bahamas and then bring it back home when you come on your vacation, whether it's, a couple weeks or a couple months. So that's today. While I was home, somebody wrote me and said they wanted to know how you bring a pet. So that's going to be a future one. I just thought I'd bring that up so you can keep an eye out if that's of any interest to you. It's really not that hard. The hardest part is the traveling and what the pet is. It was a good beach walk. Tide was low, sand was hard. Got in a couple swims, but it was kind of rough, so you couldn't go very deep. It had a strong pull to it, and the waves kept coming. So hey, that's okay. I gotta walk in. That's what I wanted to do, so I got that done. And then tonight I've got to process all the video that I put together before. Well, actually, by the time you see this, I'll have already put the videos together, and what I'm telling you now will be history, because I will have already done it. Okay, this is, somebody wanted to know about pets and bringing them to the Bahamas. So it's not super hard, but it's not like putting your luggage in. So the best I can tell you is, like, we have a cat. So the cat going from here, Eleuthera, back to the States. I don't need anything for a cat. Dogs, I don't really know. I think they might have to have a health certificate, something like that. Now, when we bring the cat back to the Bahamas, we have to do an import form, and it's like a $10 fee. It's per animal. And they have to have a certificate from the vet, I think within 24 hours, as I remember, of you leaving, all filled out. One time, the vet gave us the wrong one. She gave us the old one. It was all exactly the same, except for the date. And the airline made us go back. So check with the airline that you're going to be using. Then look up traveling with pets. I think the CDC has something, and then also USDA, and I put the little basic form so you can see. Coming this way, the hardest part is you've got to have that 24-hour before you leave vet visit. Other than that, it's relatively straightforward. It's not a hard thing. Going back that way, you're going to have health certificates and all that kind of stuff. But again, whoever you're flying with, to get them here to Eleuthera, check with that airline, and they should be able to tell you exactly, because sometimes they have requirements that their own ones, which will go on top of the governmental ones. So those are the ways you can look at it. It's not super hard, at least for a cat. I don't know if you got a pet iguana or so it depends. But if you go on that CDC site, it shows you all the different animals that would be classified as pets, and then you can click on that to see what the requirements are for that particular pet. Hope that helps. Back home, changed, took an outdoor shower. Probably got about, usually it's like sometime in October, because the outdoor shower, remember, only has cold water, which this time of year is, you know, a chilly 90, 95. So it's barely refreshing. But come sometime in October, we have to go back to using a hot water heater. I know that probably sounds pretty funny, huh? This section you're seeing has nothing to do with importing animals. I just wanted to show you what I do when I go out with the drone. So I have a basic idea of what I want to shoot, but then I take it from different, see, I want to look down on this one, see what's there. Now, if I look at that, do I want to go across the rocks? So I take that shot, maybe I can use that, and then tilt it up as I'm moving forward. That's one shot. Then I sit, look, see what I've got. Okay, I see the waves, because see, I'm way over in the bushes. I can't see this water physically. I can see it only through the drone. So then I say, okay, what do I want to do? I want to try to get as many different angles, perspectives as I can. I'm actually in those trees, in the Casarini trees. So I'm just looking at the screen. I can't see the drone. So here's another, now I'm pulling back, coming across, going out, seeing that one. Okay, now there's another shot I can potentially use. So when I go out, I try to look at all the different pieces that I could, you know, film video while I'm out there. And that way, over time, I can use these various clips for various things. Maybe I can take out a little section for an Instagram post, or I can take out a section for a Facebook post, or something on the website about Rainbow Bay. And so that's the thing. But all of this comes down to what I want to shoot as many angles as I possibly can in the period that I'm up in the air. Now here's a pulling back shot, which is also one of those revealing ones, so that as you pull back, you get to see more and more. When you go forward, you're already looking at the subject. So this way, as you pull back from it, you open up the space so that people get a broader view of that whole area. Now you see, like in this video, you won't see this normally, but I'll take it and see I'm panning across quick because I want to see what I've got on the other side. How's the light, the color? Yeah, it's not good. The sun's in the wrong place to be shooting in that direction, so I end up canceling it, and you usually never see any of that. So I take the different shots that I can, and then I'll take pieces out of them. this is just coming back in, and there's a point coming up where you see mockingbirds are very territorial. There's going to be a mockingbird who comes by, and I took that little clip of the mockingbird and changed it so that, let's see, there he is, right there. Yep, there's his friend. So that's another opportunity that I can use while I'm up there filming. So this whole clip was, I think, a little 5.5 minutes, something like that. And in that 5.5 minutes, I can use various parts of it. I can clip it into other things. I can do a whole bunch of stuff. But the thing of that 5 minutes, if maybe I get a couple minutes out of the whole thing, that's probably doing pretty good. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how do you import a pet to the Bahamas and then bring it back home when you come on your vacation, whether it's, a couple weeks or a couple months. So that's today.